Peppa is a cartoon that has been on the air for more than 2 decades, entertaining fans with its fun episodes or even with its mistakes. But have you noticed all these little errors? Will we see many doors with swapped handles in Season 8? Or characters without reflections like we saw in previous seasons? One of the fruits most beloved by children is the sweet strawberry, and with Peppa and George it couldn't be any different. The two simply love this delicious fruit. So much so that an episode was created just for them, called Strawberries. In that episode, the children spent the day with their grandparents and even went to the garden to see the strawberries grown by Grandpa Pig, but upon arrival they discovered that there was actually only one and that once its protective covering was removed, it had been eaten by a little bird. This time, Grandpa's little protective house didn't work after all. The goal was to keep the critters away so that this wouldn't happen, and even worse, there was only one strawberry while the children and Grandma wanted to make a delicious strawberry jam to enjoy with toast at afternoon tea for sure. The children were sad because their plans were thwarted, but Grandma knew of a place that could solve it all, the strawberry farm. And guess who's in charge? The mayor. Of course, it isn't Miss Rabbit. However, right at the beginning of this strawberry picking adventure on the farm, we can notice some very strange signs appearing out of nowhere, as we can see when the pig family encounters Mr. Pony, Mrs. Pony, and Pedro. Imagine if this happened in the real world. It would certainly make life easier for drivers because the correct signs could indicate the situation. But who controls these signs? After all, Miss Rabbit couldn't take on that role. We have compiled the 10 errors that happen in Season 8 of the world's most beloved little pig. So now, put on your golden boots and come with us to discover a little more of the incredible world of Peppa. Whenever the pig family gets together, they create epic episodes and the chances for laughter are high. Whether it's due to Daddy Pig's clumsiness or the jokes from Mummy and Peppa, in the episode Please and Thank You, the children learn a wonderful lesson about these 2 magic words that everyone should use as a rule, although that doesn't happen even in the Peppa world, as will be shown at the end. Despite that, we can notice that this season Mummy Pig has acquired new speed powers. Everyone is seated at the table, and Peppa asks for a glass of juice and, magically, the glasses that were separated on the table now appear side by side. Could that be Mummy Pig's power? Or has the house become smart thanks to a super project by Daddy Pig? If it's the latter option, I want that project on my table right now. It would make life so much easier, especially in the mornings before school. Just thinking about everything organizing itself, I already want a house like that for myself. Moreover, it seems that Grandpa Pig has acquired similar abilities because his food simply disappeared. It's not even on the table. Could it be that he was so hungry that he ended up eating the bowl along with it? Are we underestimating Grandpa's hunger, and he just devoured everything in the blink of an eye? If that's the case, he deserves the title of Supreme Devourer of the Peppa world. All jokes aside, I've never seen this error with Grandpa before. Could it be that, just like Mummy Pig, he has super speed and put the bowl and spoon in the sink without us noticing? If that's the case, the pig family needs to be studied because its members have special powers and might even become superheroes. Just imagine a newspaper poster featuring the family with a photo of the characters striking heroic poses. Could even become a special series. Who else supports the world of super pigs? I certainly wouldn't miss an episode. And if you love the episodes with the pig family all together, comment super pigs down below so we know. Madame Gazelle is the most special teacher in the world of Peppa, but did you know she can perform magic? With her main trick being pulling objects out of a hat, even though she doesn't wear one of those hats? After family breakfast, Daddy Pig made sure to take the children to school, and their Peppa told her friends about the discovery of 2 magic words, please and thank you. So Madame Gazelle decided to put this to use during class and, in just a matter of seconds, created a nice people tree that appeared out of nowhere in the classroom. But if you think that's all she did, you're mistaken. She also made an apple appear. Could it be that Madame Gazelle's dress has a magic pocket? Or is it simply very spacious? Perhaps that's where she keeps her guitar when she's playing. Another error that sparked plenty of laughs was when Mr. Bull was mowing the lawn and, after informing Madame Gazelle that he was finished, instead of receiving words of thanks, she acted a bit rudely toward him and was corrected by the children. This left the teacher quite embarrassed. Could it be that she kept the magic words in her pocket and thus forgot to use them? Or is it that she just isn't in the habit of using them frequently? The pig family's house appears almost at the beginning of every episode. It's a yellow 2-story house perched on top of a hill. But did you know that inside it has a layout that resembles a maze? Even though everyone believes that Mummy Pig's office is located at the back of the house, that isn't true. As we can see in the episode, The Ball Circuit, Peppa and George received a visit from Richard and Rebecca Rabbit to play at home, and the children wanted to play the Happy Chicken game, but Mummy Pig was busy with an important task, so she wouldn't let them play that game and even suggested another game, going as far as to head to the bedroom to help them find one. Notice how the room seems to be tucked into a corner. After a while, Daddy Pig decided to join the children in play and went into the office to look for something that could help him build the biggest ball circuit in the world. when he entered that room, came in through a different door, revealing that the office is actually located in the middle, but noticed that the objects also seem to have changed positions. How is that even possible? Could it be that Mummy Pig used her super speed to rearrange things while keeping an eye on the children, but didn't have time to tidy up properly? Furthermore, we can see that the clock has disappeared and the picture is in the wrong spot. Mummy Pig's superpowers could really help a lot of people. In the episode The Little Farm, the pig family decides to take the children to a farm to care for animals. After all, it's very important that they learn to respect nature, but right from the start, objects begin disappearing out of nowhere. Could it be that this farm is haunted? I don't know, would you spend the night in a place like that next to Mrs. Badger? When they arrived, the children went to wash their hands and 3 taps appeared. However, as soon as they applied soap, 2 of them vanished, and everyone had to share the same one for a while, with the missing tap not reappearing until the end of the episode. With so many inexplicable happenings, what was meant to be an educational and fun visit to the farm turned into an experience full of mystery. What on earth really happened there? And if you, like us, love following Peppa and her friends, click that subscribe button right now and join our group of fans of the Pink Little Pig family. Whenever they can, travels to somewhere interesting, and this time they ended up at the beach, where the whole family decided to build a sandcastle. After all, a beach without a castle just isn't fun. But the real excitement comes from burying someone in the sand. But in Peppa's world, reality works quite differently. After all, it's a cartoon and time passes in an entirely different way for them. For example, while they were digging the moat for the castle, the sand simply vanished. That's right, the characters start digging and the sand just disappears into thin air. Could it be magic like what Madame Gazelle did? Or have all the adult characters learned tricks from the oldest teacher in town? Furthermore, the children went down to the seashore to gather twigs and seaweed to make flags, and the moment they touched, pieces quickly came together to form flags. Could it be that Peppa's school isn't an ordinary one at all, but actually a school of magic? Mummy Pig has quite an adventurous personality, and if you're a fan of the series, you know this all too well. After all, she even went parachuting so that the little school could raise money to fix its roof. She always loves doing something exciting, and in the episode Training at the Fire Station, it was training day for all the mums, and she wasn't alone in that. She was greeted by Mrs. Rabbit, Mrs. Pony, and Mrs. Wolf. As soon as she got out of the car, she immediately started training, aligning herself with the other mums. But all it took was for Peppa to ask if she could watch, and suddenly Mummy Pig was in formation all by herself. Could it be that the others went off to prepare the training? I don't know how Mrs. Rabbit came up with that lightning-fast strategy. I want to learn it, because to slip out unnoticed has never made so much sense. Another error occurred in the following scenes. Because of Daddy Pig's remark that the training was nothing more than having tea with cookies, he and the children were invited to join the training day. They then went up to the upper floor of the building. Notice that on the table there were only 2 cups and the chairs were spaced a bit apart, and yet the mums managed to pick up their tea without even leaving their chairs. But how is that possible? Could it be that Mrs. Rabbit served it at the speed of light? And when the bell rings, the mums stop drinking their tea and prepare to answer the call. But where did they put the cups? They bend down, and suddenly the cups reappear on the table. Could they be smart cups? During the physical training, something even more surprising happened. The zip line initially showed only 1 cable, and then, as if by magic, 2 more appeared. How is that even possible? In this season, seems everyone has learned some pretty cool magic tricks that could actually be taught, don't you think? Mummy Pig is an excellent cook. Everyone already knows that. But her skills have evolved so much that she can now add objects to the table without anyone noticing. In the episode Looking for Things, they are making a delicious apple pie, and the family gathers around, eagerly waiting for the pie to come out of the oven. It must be filling the whole house with a wonderful aroma. After baking, Mummy Pig calls everyone to come and eat. As soon as the pie reaches the table, everyone gathers to taste the much-anticipated treat. But when the first slice is cut, a curious detail catches everyone's attention. The knife simply appeared out of nowhere on the table. No one saw when it appeared, but there it was, as if it had always been there. What's even stranger is that, shortly afterward, the knife disappears again. One moment it was on the table, and the next it was gone. Seems that, besides being a great cook, Mummy Pig has developed some rather mysterious talents. These errors make Peppa's world even more fun, and they turn the fans into true detectives so as not to miss a single one. And if you want to keep enjoying, we've selected 2 incredible videos for you to watch. See you in the next video.